Iceberg ahead! All eyes are on the ice, as an Antarctic ice shelf that's thousands of years old is days away from shedding a massive berg. Cracks on Antarctica's Larsen C ice shelf were first noticed in 2010. The rift has grown rapidly since 2016, with only 3 miles of ice keeping the chunk connected to the main shelf. When it eventually gives way, the resulting iceberg will be one of the largest on record. Estimated to be about 190 meters thick, the iceberg contains enough ice to fill 460 million Olympic-sized swimming pools. The colossal mass of ice won't raise sea levels when it breaks off, but it might make the rest of the shelf less stable, possibly leading it to disintegrate and collapse into the sea. If this happens, some scientists believe an ancient glacier currently being held back by the ice shelf could raise sea levels by about 4 inches. Scientists say icebergs calving from Antarctica are not terribly uncommon, but they'll be monitoring this one as it drifts from the ice shelf due to its large size. Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Here's more iceberg shenanigans.
These penguins might be wiped out because of an iceberg. A giant glacier is wiping out an entire colony of penguins. Short of it being destroyed or moving elsewhere, there's not much that can be done to save the birds. In 2010, the Rhode Island-sized iceberg B09B became grounded near a colony of Adelie penguins in East Antarctica. The iceberg blocked the penguins' access to the sea and their access to food. To find food, the flightless birds had to make an 80-mile round-trip journey in harsh Antarctic weather. Because of this hazardous trek, the colony's population has withered over 90% from 160,000 to 10,000 now. In research published in the journal Antarctic Science, scientists say the colony could be wiped out unless the iceberg moves elsewhere or the sea ice breaks up. Adelie penguins have lived and bred in the area for more than a century. Do you think humans should try to save them? Or should we let nature take its course and see what happens?
4 American tourists will have something to write home about on this trip. The tourists were visiting a glacial lagoon in Iceland and set up for a dinner picnic. Once settled, a gust of wind blew in and caused the ice to crack and break off completely. One member of the group managed to get away and call for help. Rescuers arrived to find the diners patiently waiting on their icy island, 32 feet from the shore. The unidentified tourists did finish their dinner and escaped the iceberg unharmed.
Say no to safe spaces on YouTube. Support TomoNews at patreon.com/TomoNews. Iceberg 6 times the size of Manhattan drifting towards Southern Ocean. Scientists are monitoring one of the largest icebergs currently in existence after it broke off from an Antarctic glacier and began drifting into the open ocean. The giant iceberg could pose a threat to shipping during the Antarctic winter. The iceberg, labeled B31, measures about 660 square kilometers and is said to be roughly 6 times the size of Manhattan. It is estimated to be around 1/3 of a mile or 500 meters thick. Since November 2013, it has slowly separated from Antarctica's Pine Island Glacier and will likely soon be swept up in the currents of the Southern Ocean. Researchers are concerned that when that happens, the iceberg will become more difficult to track. And since they don't expect it to melt due to its size, the iceberg could hang around for a year or even more.